Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. Yeah, it's a Friday. We got a Friday the 13th this week. I was just looking at the calendar. I was like, oh, so.
I'll be honest, that stuff never really clicked since like elementary school. Back when, what's her name? Elmira? What was that name? I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That was her name, right? Elmira?
Yeah, I believe so.
With the one with the little push-up joints. Halloween every year, you know what I mean?
There was one.
She's still alive, I think.
There was one year, it was like Friday the 13th. It was like 3 months of Friday the 13th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like one year that happened. I was like, that's weird.
Things aren't the same anymore. Like, even like just, granted Halloween's always gonna be Halloween, but like just like the whole culture of things aren't the same. Like, for one, you're not allowed to really scare people anymore because the world is so oversensitive. Like,
you might get a lawsuit.
Yeah, legit. Like, and that's ridiculous. So, are haunted houses even the same?
Nah, I don't think so.
Do they still got like Spooky World and all that? I've never been to Spooky World.
I've never seen a Spooky World commercial in years.
Yeah, that too.
And once September hits, them commercials used to be on rapidly.
I ain't gonna lie though, I see a commercial almost gave me a heart attack. You know, it's hard to make me jump. I don't know if you've seen like The Exorcist, the new commercial for the two girls.
Yeah.
I was watching YouTube. There was this one commercial, it was just the face of the girl. Like, it was like, you know how you watch something on Instagram and it's like, watch this and it pops up? It was like that, but on regular YouTube, and it just popped up. And I'm like, yo. Then it showed a smile, then it went to a black, and I'm like, yo, am I tripping? And I've never seen the commercial ever again, bro.
Yeah, those are the ones when you up late, you watch that.
Yeah, like 2 in the morning, bro.
Yeah, you can't go back to sleep.
And I didn't jump, but I felt the chills go through my body, and I was like, yo.
Yeah.
But I was waiting for her to jump out the screen or do something, and she just sat there and smiled. But in my head, I'm like, yo, are they just testing this commercial? Because I feel like somebody's going to complain about this. And I've been asking mad people about it. Ain't nobody seen this, so then it made me feel like my TV was haunted. You know what I mean? You know how it goes, bro. What?
Might be.
It better not be.
Well, you know who's haunted right now? The Pats and their offense. Somebody said, I don't know if there's anything lower than rock bottom, but whatever it is, that's what the Pats are at this point in this season. Because, man, thought the Dallas game was bad. This one was even worse. Ooh-wee. It's hard to watch.
I felt like what I explained about Jones is kind of coming into fruition. I think he's looking in the mirror day in and daily realizing that, damn, I'm losing it. And not skill-wise, he's just not what he thought he was coming into the league, because you had all that firepower on your left and right and behind you, because you got running backs too, and you're realizing that I've never had to carry a team at this level. Ever. Like high school, yeah, you might have carried your high school team great, but like 3-4 years at Alabama, and now you 2-3 years in the league, or 3 years in the league, and you haven't made any real steps to show that you are the franchise quarterback. You are digressing.
This is correct. That is the proper word, digressing, because his rookie year had a good rookie year.
Solid.
Then after that, it's just been going this way, and you can see the confidence leaving his body after each throw. You can see it on the sideline, the body language, in the press conference. This is just a quarterback whose confidence is just, it's not all the way gone, but it's 98% gone.
It's seeping out his pores slowly.
Yeah.
But do they ever take in consideration, I think I might have said this on the show a couple times, where you play college might affect how you play in your professional setting? Like, the man was in Alabama for 4 years, right? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, he was there 4 years.
It's hot. All the time. Even when it's cold, it's warm. And you bring this man to New England, where our cold is different. Like, I just don't understand. And people might say, well, Brady's California kid. Who cares? He played in Detroit. Michigan. Yeah, he played in Michigan.
Yeah, he played in Michigan.
He's already used to the cold by then.
And their cold is a lot different than ours.
You get what I'm saying? So like, he's already prepared for this. So do they even take that into consideration?
All I know is life is a lot harder when you have to actually throw guys open instead of throwing to guys who are just, after the snap, they're already open. And he's just shown that he can't throw guys open. He's shown his decision-making has just gone bad. Granted, one of the interceptions he threw wasn't his fault. You got to catch the ball. And you got to catch it. But The pick six, it was just, I said, you got to live to fight another down. Just take the sack, live to fight another down. Don't try to force the pass. He tried to force it. It got picked off. Then there was the fumble where he messed up on the pitch. And it's just like, now you're messing up on the little things, like the simple things, especially on a pitch. Like, that's something I'm sure he's done countless times with ease, and now you're messing that up. That just shows mentally he's just, it's going.
And them going 1-4 on third downs, you were better off just staying in the locker room. Well, what are you going to do going 1-4 on third down? You basically scrimmaging now.
I mean, should have stayed in the locker room at halftime. that game, man. It was like all hopes went away. It was like once the pick six happened, I was just like, yeah, we're losing this game.
When my mother was pissed, it's very hard to piss her off. Like, she understands winning and losing. Very handles losing well.
Yeah.
She was pissed. If they can't score, she got a problem. Like, that's her issue.
3 points.
Like,
Give us
at least
something.
make it competitive.
Right. And I just need everybody to hold the quarterback accountable. Stop trying to make excuses for the quarterback. Hold him accountable. Yes, we understand there's other factors that's happening to why they're not playing well. But hold the quarterback accountable, because the quarterback gets all the praise when the team's doing well offensively. But then when they're not doing well, they get all the blame. They don't get nothing but the blame. It's everybody else's fault but the quarterback. So I just need people to understand it's okay to criticize the coach. It's also okay to criticize the quarterback.
Oh, no, the coaches need to be criticized for the Pats, because I don't know what type of run plays they're running. You have a whole playbook with variations of runs. Why are you starting your running backs 4 or 5 yards back, knowing we have a hard time with our line anyways? So how are you expecting us to get first? I just think this offense, the way they're running things right now, it's not what's going on in the NFL. They need to catch up with what's going on in the NFL. Pat's offense, because their playbook is just, it would be good like 8, 9, 10 years ago. It'd be good, but we're in 2023 right now, and the way offenses in the NFL are going, it's not the way the Pats are playing. So they need to get it together. Let's see. They're going to the Death Star next week against the Raiders. So they might lose, because they might, all this losing, they might just hit the strip and try to let off some steam or some stress or something. I mean, what else is there to do?
I mean, their next 3 games: at Raiders, Bills here, at Miami.
Well, at least you know you're gonna have fun in 2 of them spots. Just stop playing in advance.
We might be 1-7 by the time November hits.
I mean, people got to remember, like, 20 years is a long time. So this is only like year 3. So you got to understand, we're going to suck for some time. Like,
it's not that they suck. It's just like they're.
Oh, no, we suck.
No, I think whatever word is beyond suck, that's what they are.
Oh,
because
I usually have words for that.
Well,
I'll think of it. It'll come.
Yeah. You know, Dak Prescott, when they asked him about the play in San Francisco, he went up to there. He started like trying to get an attitude with the journalist to ask him a question. He's like, "Oh, you just want to piss me off by asking me that question, huh?"
Who does he think he is nowadays?
And then you go out there and you throw 3 interceptions and you guys pretty much get punked. So clearly he wasn't pissed enough. He wasn't pissed enough because they didn't even show. They just got punked. San Fran just straight up punked them, and that's 3 straight losses in a row for them. So I don't know. You weren't that pissed off when they beat y'all at your house in the playoffs 2 years ago. Beat y'all last year in the playoffs. Now they beat y'all again. It's like, damn, y'all like they own y'all.
Kind of sounds like somebody had the energy of a front runner. Like, you know me, I'd rather catch up to you. I don't want you catching up to me. So like, I don't like that front runner energy, because at the end of the day, there's always a start and a finish. Yeah. That's just how life is, start and a finish. So you always want to finish better than you started, and you don't want to be bragging and boasting when you just start. Yeah. And the season just started. Yeah. And yeah, you guys came out the gate, y'all playing well, But certain games, you have to at least stay in the game to show that you can compete in the playoffs. Like you whip the Giants. Every good team should beat the brakes off the Giants to show that you are a solid team.
Yeah.
When you lose 42-10, like you're not in that top tier of teams that they're talking about. There's only like 2 or 3 teams in that top tier. The rest of y'all bottom, like middle tier.
Yeah. Remember when I told you and Stevie last week? I said I'm gonna judge the Cowboys off this game before I make my conclusion on them. And right now, my conclusion is they could beat the bad teams really handily. But when it comes to the good, well, they've played one good team, a semi-decent team on the come up, and they did not look good in either of those. So what does that tell me? Tells me they're a bit overrated.
I mean, once again, middle of the pack. There's really only 2 or 3 teams that are like legit top of the NFL right now, elite, and their legit Cowboys are right below them, which they would have been right up there if they would at least they'd have won this game. Even competed, but if they would have won this game, like.
And then we go to San Francisco side. They might be them and Philadelphia are probably the most well-rounded team in the league right now, because if you look at what San Fran was doing in this game, Brock Purdy not turning the ball over. Once they got their points, they started hammering with the running game. There was a nice balance of runs and passes, getting their playmakers the ball, and pretty much Dallas had no answer for nothing that San Francisco was doing offensively. And then defensively, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, only 4 catches. Tony Pollard, they said this was the game for him because, Zeke's gone now. He's like, this is the game that he got to show up. He didn't do much. And then the quarterback that's stealing money, he ain't, he ain't look no better than Mac Jones. So,
I mean, once again, you have to have balance. When you're playing a balanced team like the 49ers, you also have to bring some form of balance. And I get it. They tried to have some balance, 24 passes, 19 rushing, but you needed more on the ground just to help Dak not throw so many intos. What happened?
41 attempts.
I was going to say that. And you had San Fran that, their quarterback threw almost like half amount, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not even less than half the amount that they ran. So they're showing that they believe in Purdy, but they know that they're more effective on the floor.
Yeah, well, their 2 best players are Christian McCaffrey, probably Deebo Samuel on certain days. Well, Christian McCaffrey, then like receiving wise, it changes.
I mean,
it changes.
Kittle's a problem.
Yeah, I was saying that's why it changes each week. It'll be one week it could be Deebo, another like Sunday it was Kittle's, and then another it could be Brandon Ayuk. So, yeah, these guys I'm just hoping they stay healthy because I would really want to see if they can actually make that run, and we see if last year like not having a quarterback really was the reason they lost because they played Philly in December, so that's going to be a big one. But right now, San Francisco, not much weaknesses on that team. Well-rounded team. Dallas, back to the lab for y'all. Get it together. Eagles. Speaking of the Eagles, another well-balanced team. Once again, I feel like this year as well, it's like starting to be like last year again. They're undefeated, but people don't really know how good they are just because. I don't know, they're winning, but people are just like, it seems like there's something like missing with them, even though they're playing well, but it's like there's something, people feel like they're missing something or missing a little something.
I mean, they don't really have they have Hurts who's doing commercials and stuff, but they don't really have like a star, like a superstar on their team. Or, I mean, you could put Hurts in that role, but they just don't have this star they usually would have. You had McNabb, T.O., Shady McCoy. You had some players that were kind of like more media friendly, and they got more coverage. I feel like that's what I honestly feel is missing with the Eagles. It's just not a star.
Yeah, but to the credit for them, they just do what they do. Once they jump up on you and get that lead, all right, time for you to see if you can stop this running game. That's pretty much their MO.
And the way they play football is not sexy.
No.
to the eye of the viewer. So that's why it doesn't really stick out, and that's why everybody's like they're missing something because you're just waiting for Philly to do something that's Philly-esque. Sorry.
But they don't do nothing sexy, but it's effective, and they just keep winning. That's all you can ask for. You just keep winning and putting yourself in position to once again be at home for the entire playoffs. So, Yeah, them in San Francisco right now, and then we could add Detroit in there. It's like those are the three best teams right now in the NFC. They're playing the best out of all three of them, and then the Phillies dismissing the notion that last year was a fluke as well. That's what I like. And Jalen Hurts is also dismissing the notion that last year, like the numbers he put up last year, was a fluke. So, good luck trying to stop them.
I don't like how some quarterbacks the benefit of the doubt, and other quarterbacks they try to bash and say they're not good or flukes. It's like, why don't you just watch the man play for another season, then you determine if it was a fluke or not. But I just don't agree with this. That notion.
It's weird. And plus, Jalen Hurts playing like a guy who was drafted late, pretty much. He's playing like a guy who, he got a lot to prove, especially with what happened and like how college went for him, with starting at Alabama to ending up at Oklahoma. So that's like his MO right there. He could always lean on that. I only put this just in because if I was Nathaniel Hackett, I would have been talking so much trash because of what Sean Payton said prior to the season opener. How
he was talking
reckless, talking reckless. And they just went in there and they beat the brakes off the Broncos. The Broncos defense, I have no idea what they've been up to these first few games, but they can't stop nobody. Like, Russell Wilson, he gets all the scrutiny and stuff, some warranted, some not, but nobody's talking about how their defense can't stop nobody.
I just say I think it's all warranted just because of how the world was kissing that man's ass in Seattle. Making it seem like he was the best thing since sliced bread. So now that you're away from Pete Carroll and that wild system of success, now you got to show what you made of, and he ain't been showing much. Like he showed he's a solid quarterback, but he can't win. And that whatever Steve was talking about last week, that one win, that didn't count. Who they beat?
Bears.
Oh, brother. Once again, they ain't beat nobody, and they can't beat anybody, as you can see. Tom Ball.
Yeah, you need to stop somebody. All right.
Shout out to Wilson, though.
23 second half points for the Broncos. 23 second half points for the Broncos. Sean Payton, I thought you was supposed to come here and fix things. Doesn't look like you fixed anything. It just looks like the same old Broncos from last year. Can't stop nobody. When they do score over 20 points, their defense gives up over 30. It's like, what's going on here? Is there like something deeper that's going on with this franchise? Like, what in the world is going on in Denver?
Yeah, they just gotta demolish it from the ground up.
If it keeps going this way,
from the roof to the basement. But my thing is though, it's just I feel like a bad combination, or this might just be some adjusting issues. Adjusted with Sean Payton and Russell and the team, just to getting used to maybe how his coaching style and what he expects out of them. But I'm just happy that Zach Wilson was balling out there because I wasn't trying to see the Broncos win. And my man out here getting this cougar poaching on. You know what I mean? But yo, Hall, I don't know what the Jets are doing, but if you want to win some games, you got to give it to Hall 80% of the time.
Yeah, and I think they realized that after this game. I don't know how.
I mean, he just breaks out ridiculous runs out of nowhere.
Yeah, they shouldn't even be worried about his recovery at this point. I think he's fully fine now. So.
Did they not see that the first two series in the first game when he ran like 98 yards?
They had blinders on apparently.
And they said like they was gonna try to ease him into it, but this game he was just run rampant.
Yeah. They need to just give him the ball. Give him the ball.
Like, granted, though, I do respect them honoring and, making sure Hall's healthy since they don't really value or care about running backs and they realize he's very valuable. But let the man go.
Yeah, and that's their best way to actually try to win games right now.
What's their record? 2-4?
2-1, yeah, something.
Was it 2-3? 2-4? So they got a chance to get some wins.
2-3, yeah. Yeah, they do. They just got to rely heavily on that run game. Play run game, solid defense. That's all you can ask for. And lastly, there was a lot of NFL stuff, but we don't got time to cover everything. So the Ravens receivers, man, oh man, I think they betted on the game. So they dropped 3 touchdown passes. They dropped 8 total passes the whole game. That's just unacceptable. And they could have put the game away with those 3 touchdowns instead of putting yourself in these positions where now you're turning the ball over, you get a punt blocked, strip sack, interception.
Then you lose to the Steelers, bro.
A game that you were controlling the whole majority of the game, they were in control.
But let's be real, though. As much as we like watching the Ravens and like what they have, they got a hard time making it to the end zone. They got a hard time putting points on the board. I felt like they rely so much on Lamar now. It's like they don't even know what to do if he don't have the ball. Like, it's weird to me that they have a hard time scoring and getting in the end zone. And when you turn their game on, they barely ever got more than 20-something points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brain aneurysm. Well, they're 2 losses. 19 and 10 points in their 2 losses. Their 3 wins, 25, 27, 22, 28. But this one was just bad because it just looked so bad because it was just like you were in a position to just completely blow this game away. And it wasn't like it was crazy drops. It was just like it hit you right there. And those are like, well, we talked about hoopers you got sitting next to the coach, messed up a few times. Like those are the times stuff you end up on the bench.
I mean, the way this league is, I'm surprised it's still on the roster. You dropping touchdown passes like this, or at least like deduct you, like, demote you for a week, put you on the practice squad or second string, see what these second string guys can do in the first string, just because you can't be dropping touchdown passes. They have a hard time getting to the end zone as it is every week. You said, like, all right, so they haven't scored more than 30 points at all this season.
No, they haven't scored 30.
So they get right over 20. But it's like, they're not really a high-powered offense.
Yeah, you can't be out there just, you can't leave points on the board. It basically comes down to it. You can't leave points on the board. That's pretty much what it comes down to, and they left 21 points on the board. 21. There you go. They just better hope. Somebody said it best. They better hope some of these losses don't come back to bite them in the end, during the end of the season, during that playoff push. Yeah,
the way this league is going this year, it probably will.
Yeah, and then also lastly, the Bills went out there. I said there was going to be jet lag. That's why they was going to lose, because that's just you get there Friday and you got to play Sunday morning. That's just going across the pond.
I think the Jags stink compared to the Bills, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like, if anything, you need to get there like a week early or get there on a Monday or something.
Nah, whenever you go out the country, it always takes your body some days to adjust,
right?
Regardless of where you're at.
Definitely.
And they cook different types of food. They cook it differently, so your body might not even you might eat something you think is normal where you're from, and it's like, bro, this ain't sitting well with me. So speaking of experience.
So I've heard from many people, especially European food.
That's why no different when you go to I tell people if you go to a chain down south compared to a chain up here, yeah, it's similar, but it's different because down south they just cook food differently than we do up here. Well, than they do, because my family from the south, they season stuff.
Oh man, we are gonna go to No Huddle. I finally got a win in fantasy football. Both my leagues, I got a win. I actually beat my brother in one of them. So
congratulations.
Yeah. But I'm 1-4, so the celebration is minimal. Craig's gonna tell you who to start and sit for this week, and then we're gonna come back.
What up, everybody, and welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. It's your boy Craig here for your fantasy advice of the week. Let's jump right into it. Kansas City facing Denver. I'm liking Kansas City's D in this game, but with that being said, Denver has been, even though losing, they've been playing somewhat relatively tough through their offense. And Marvin Mims is due for a big game. So if you need a flyer, if you're desperate, throw in Marvin Mims this week. I like him. Baltimore versus Tennessee. Zay Flowers had a great week last week. I look for him to repeat against a terrible Tennessee backfield. But I also like, Tennessee secondary. I also like Tajay Spears against Baltimore. They're going to be trying to put a stop on Derrick Henry. I think it's going to open the door for Tajay Spears. Washington versus Atlanta. Logan Thomas is on a run. I expect for him to be able to keep up that run. And I like Curtis Samuel in this game. He put up a 20-burger for you last week. Look for him to have something similar at this week. And then obviously Bijan Robinson must start every week. Seattle versus Cincinnati. Obviously, you got to play Kenneth Walker. You got to play Joe Mixon, and you got to play Jamar Chase. However, I do like Joe Burrow and Tyler Boyd in this game. Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. Downs, the rookie wide receiver, had a great week last week against the division rivalry. I think he will be the number 2 wide receiver, and I like his chances. Everett Ingram at tight end, and Christian Kirk, I like him. Obviously, Calvin Ridley's a must-start, but Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram I like in this game. Panthers versus the Dolphins. Only thing I like in this game that's not obvious is Miami D. But HN is down, so look for Mostert to revive his points. So if you have Mostert, put him back into your lineup. Also, Adam Thielen, he's been a dog all season. I don't expect that to change this game, but he is the only Carolina Panther you can rely on in this game. New Orleans Saints versus Houston. Collins and Tank Dell, they have been pretty consistent. Last game was a down game for them. Look for them to recover against New Orleans. A lot of people are, the Saints got one of their best D, but this is going to be an air-it-out game, and I think Collins and Dell will get you that garbage time. New England versus Las Vegas. The only player I like in this game, besides the obvious Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs, is Jacoby Myers. I do not like any New England Patriots in this game. Detroit versus Tampa. Mike Evans, if he's back, and Chris Godwin, if you're desperate. But for Detroit, Laporta is a must-start every week. And, this is a shot in the dark, but I think this could be a Gibbs week. So if you're desperate at running back due to bye weeks and whatnot, and you have Jahmyr Gibbs and you've been benching him, this I think might be the week. I think that this is going to be a good game versus Tampa and Detroit, and I think Gibbs can get it done. Arizona, the Arizona game. The only players I like are Mike Wilson. He had a bad week this past week, only putting up like 4.4. I like the matchup, so I would put Wilson in. Also, James Conner got a knee injury, going to be gone for a couple weeks. Make sure you pick up Demercado, and I would plug him in against the Rams. The Rams defense is not that great, so I like them. Obviously Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp coming back, big game, so those guys are going to get it started. This is the time to put Atwell on the bench. I think his usage is going to go down. Tyler Higbee, probably the same. Giants versus Buffalo, goes without saying, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. But Buffalo D and Gabe Davis has had multiple weeks in a row with a touchdown. So look for him to repeat this week. I can't see any reason why he wouldn't. And James Cook is obviously going to get a lot of touches due to the fact that this is going to be a one-sided game. Minnesota versus Chicago. Justin Jefferson on the IR. That hurts everybody deeply. So if you can grab KJ Osborne, or if you have Jordan Addison, this is the time to play him. TJ Hawkinson is probably going to step into that number 1 wide receiver role. So if you have him, look for him to put up big numbers for you. So that's all I have for you this week. Until next week, good luck. See you on No.
All right, and we are back. Okay, we got my guy Joseph Barrett. We're gonna recap what was that last week? Week 5. Last week was week 5. We're gonna recap week 5. The city in total went 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. So check this out with Joseph, and then we're gonna come back. All right, and we are back with Joey Barrett. He is here with us. You feeling better, man?
I'm feeling great.
You feeling good? I know he was under the weather a little bit.
A little under the weather last weekend. Yeah. Couldn't get to all the football, but I got to some, so I'm ready to talk about it.
It'd be like that. All right, we'll start off with the winners first. Lynn Classical, once again, I think we talked about it. We knew they was going to have a dominant performance. That is, I put this down. I think they've outscored their opponents 116-14 the last 3 games. That's just how much their offense is rolling right now. 30-plus points. Again, that's 3 straight games of over 30 points. And they need to put up the points because they need these points with how I don't understand the system, the ranking system, but I just know they need to put up points because right now they are on the outside looking in for the playoffs because they're right now at number 19 right now, and I think it's the top 16 teams, top 16
Yes.
that gets in. So right now they're 19, and yeah, they need to put the points up and they need to get all these wins.
And I think they will. The Rams have a very hard test in Salem, which is 5-0. Mm-hmm. But I think Classical, as long as they can keep things within single digits to 10, they'll be fine because I think their offense is kind of designed that they can play from behind if need be. Mm-hmm. They can throw the ball. I know the threat to run is a little weakened without Tyron.
Yeah.
But as long as they don't go down too much early, I think it's going to be a great game. It's definitely my game of the week.
My game of the week too. And
Great.
We got to keep an eye on track on Tyron because possibly he might be returning soon. We got to keep an eye on that because they did say it was like a 6 to 8 week.
And that would be huge for them because not only is he a star running back, but a very happy presence, I think, for that program, and they like having him around.
Here's a fun fact for you. So, I talked with Bill Newell about this. Salem and Classical used to be in the NEC, so they used to play each other. Salem has not been. It's been 19 years since Salem has beaten Classical. So that is a little fun fact going into this game. And then for Classical, as I'm looking at it, because they got this one, then they got Revere, I believe, and then the big one against Everett because that one will be for the GBL regular season title. And that one will also, if they're able to win that one, that will pretty much help them. That'll get them in the postseason. If they're able to go on the road and beat Everett, that'll get them in the postseason. But first, got to focus on this week, and then we'll look forward to that. St. Mary's, woo! Man, they've had some close games this year, especially at Manning Field. This is their second close one. They got up 16-0 off a long touchdown run, and then off an 80-yard fumble recovery by Tyler Guy. Bishop Stain came back, but then the young players, I believe it was the freshmen, Rowan and Max. I believe they made the big play on fourth down to seal the game. Man, talk about a team that's been in some heartbreak, some tough games. I can't even talk.
Maxwell Parent, he plays like a veteran and he makes big time plays. He really does. Mm-hmm. And St. Mary's, good that they're in close games because it's going to help them down the road. And they're designed to play fine. I think St. Mary's, just keep doing what you're doing, develop your young players, and I think St. Mary's is off to the right track.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I'll give you their rankings in a second. As I was looking at it, I think they're exactly at 16 right now. They're exactly at 16 right now in Division 6 ranking. So good for them. They got once again another situation. Just win, get them points up, and just try to boost your resume before the season.
It's going to be hard to get back to the Super Bowl for them, but. You never know.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. You never know. And you got the coach with a lot of experience, so he'll have them ready. Kip Academy. They were. I feel like they went in this. They started off a little sluggish. They didn't start off their normal selves. They were just out of sync or just not. They were just out of it. But they got it together in the second half. Erased the 22-8 deficit, and once again. The guy I keep talking about. Well, Chanel Gutierrez had a great game for them. Your item athlete of the week?
Item athlete of the week. The classical streak ends. It was Vaughn and then it was Nasky. Now it's Chanel Gutierrez. What was it? I think 350 total yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yes.
So, man, talk about playing like a veteran and being a role model.
And I haven't heard his name in like the last couple weeks. I just haven't heard his name as far as making plays out there. I thought it was because of injury or something like that, but it's good that he reminded me and he reminded everybody that he's still there and he's still a threat for Kip. And also my guy, Mornell Castro, another game, another big touchdown run. Is there anything this guy can't do on the field? Because it's every game now, and I feel like he's being underappreciated. This guy is great, and I need more people to pay attention because this young man is just a big game player.
Yeah, everyone we talk about Kip has almost, I don't want to say they've proven themselves, but they have, because look at last season's postseason run. And they made these big catches and executed these big-time plays at the biggest on the biggest stage, rather.
Yeah.
So Kip is just going to Kip. They're a very good program.
I like that. I like that. And yeah, we got to give credit to Javon Machado, Chanel,
Absolutely.
and more now, because these three guys, I'm sure these were the guys we were looking at coming into the season, the leaders of the team, and that's exactly what they've been for these guys. They've been leaders of this team, and not only on the field but off the field, but especially on the field. With every single game, one of them is making a big play. So kudos to Kip.
And the best programs have that.
Yeah,
the ability to step up if someone's maybe not on their A game.
Definitely. For Lynn Tech, they went into this game a lot of confidence, a lot of enthusiasm. Granted, it was warranted coming off the non-conference aspect, but I always say it's that trip to Manchester, because they're a really tough team at home. There's a great program, well-rounded offense, really good coaching. And yeah, they just struck first on Tech, and they just couldn't be stopped.
Sometimes these are just good to have as a program. It's never ideal to lose, but to play a strong team like that on the road, that Friday night light feeling, it's not a bad experience for a loss. I say this, and I'm sure James Runner has told his players that. It's good to be tested, and they're 3-2. That's still a strong record, and they wanted to be strong after their first 4 games. They were 3-1, and they met their match. Sometimes that's just the case, but it's a learning experience for sure.
Sometimes this seems like it was one of those games you might just have to burn the tape after. It might be one of them games we might have to just bury the tape after, because
or you use the tape as motivation or something like that.
Either or, use it as motivation and bury it.
Okay, fair enough.
But the good thing for Tech, they did get Jadil Ortega back. He was back on the field for them,
great.
So that's good for them moving forward. So just hope they bounce back on Saturday, where I believe they're hosting Lowell Catholic on Saturday at Manning. I believe.
Yes.
So I'll be there. And man, last but not least, my Bulldogs.
Your Bulldogs, who are going to have a great bounce back week this week.
Short week for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday game in Malden on the road. So they need to bounce back. And what was glaring for me about this game, the strength I always talk about with these guys is you can't run on them. They're a hard team to run on, but that was not the case. These guys, Greater Lawrence, just ran all over them. And yeah. So
yeah, sometimes that's just the case. Not ideal. But again, not the end of the world either for Lynn English.
Yeah, it's not.
And I think in terms of the Malden matchup, what was last year, 8-6?
Yeah.
So
with that game was
which is
hilarious.
fine. A win is a win, and I think at the end of the day they bounce back from last week, and English gets the win. I'll say it.
They have to bounce back, because we're itching closer to the end of the season. I mean, there's only like 2 weeks left before postseason starts. So they, especially for their seniors, they want to end this tail part of the season, just end it on the right way, and especially for their seniors, just play a little better, just get these wins, setting up the Thanksgiving game, so you could go in there with some type of energy, because you know in sports, you keep losing, you can't wait for the season to be over.
What I like about Lynn English is this. When I report, I take stats. So when I count stats at the end of the game, a lot of times it's just you go to that one number and you count them up and they have 200 yards. With English, they have a lot of attackers, and it can come from. Yeah. They're very versatile.
Yeah,
and
I
notice when I take stats for English, it's always I'm pinpointing 4 or 5 guys that really had strong games. So if they can piece it all together, which I think they will, and then they're 2 and.
No, they 1-4.
No, I know, but if they win, 2-4.
2-4,
which
yeah.
is, not your ideal record, but totally fine towards the tail end of the season.
Wins are better than losses.
Absolutely.
So you get this win, could go be happy going into the following week. But you're right on that. This past game, it was guys making plays, different guys making plays. So they put it all together. They just need to put it all together, try to end the season strong. And so they'll be at Malden Thursday, 6 p.m. is the kickoff. I'll be there. He'll be there, right? You'll be there?
I will be there. Thursday night, the real Thursday night football.
Oh, yeah, because we ain't watching Denver and Kansas City.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that.
Listen,
I prefer Lynn football.
I agree with you. I agree.
I will be at the Salem Classical game,
Yep.
as well as the Lynn Tech game on Saturday.
So I'll be at that one. Swampscott and Danvers, big game. 7 p.m. Friday. I think I'll be making my way over there after that.
My fellow reporter Mark Aboyan will
He'll
be there.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. So I think I'll be making my way. There's actually a lot of big games across the state this weekend. So man, wish you could be everywhere, but what can you do? I actually went to a bunch of good games last week too. Go to my YouTube channel and watch them. New articles up?
New articles up, itemlive.com, about maybe 1 or 2 a day from me, but more from the staff. And for more football news and previews, check it out.
Yeah, we might have to have like a day where we bring you and your another reporter in. We just sit here and just recap the entire season at the end of the year. So y'all might get that. Y'all probably will get that at the end after, before we get into basketball season. But my man,
Appreciate it.
Always great.
Thank you.
Always great. We'll see y'all. Yeah, that'd be cool. And we are back. Okay, we are going to Bill Newell of Msonewsports News. Me and him talked about the game of the week this week. We talked about 2 games. Check this out. Then we're going to come back. Think we got a boxing update. If not, we're going to talk about something else. So we'll be right back. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have Bill Newell back with us again for another week of highlighting Game of the Week. And I think I know which game you might highlight for Games of the Week, because there's 2 actually. And I want you to say it. I'll let you know if that's the one I'm thinking of.
What, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I know you're psychic, but I would go with Salem at Classical. That's the one right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right. We're on the same page there. 5 o'clock kickoff at Manning Field. Let me just a lot of your listeners and probably know a lot about Classical. Salem though, 5-0. They had a big win over Danvers earlier this year. First time they beat that team, and I think like 14 years. They haven't beaten Classical in 19 years as a program. Oh. And I talked with Coach Matt Bouchard earlier, and they know that they're trying to be there, but they're a pretty competitive football team this year. With the likes of Corey Grimes, Rocco Ryan, Albert Pujols, and Devontae Azuma. They can pass it, they can throw it, and they're defending, and they've got Coach Bouchard's very happy with his line, offensive and defensively. So this is a team that's, struggled over the last, let's say, a decade or so. But these guys that are playing now have played. This is their 3rd year playing, so they're experienced.
Yeah, definitely. And they had a rough patch about 2 years ago. These guys, they had a rough patch. I remember they weren't winning that much, and then they weren't very competitive that much. And it seemed like they turned it around fairly quickly with this group of kids. It started last year.
Yeah, and they haven't. They played a pretty regular schedule here too. So I know they have some tough games coming up. They still have Winthrop and Peabody on their schedule before their Thanksgiving matchup against Beverly. But the playoff team now for sure. And Coach Bouchard also mentioned this, that that team defensively, they're reacting to the plays. They're not just waiting around thinking about it. They're making plays because they know how to make plays instinctively now defensively. So that's a big thing. On the other hand, though, Classical has been rolling over people. They have just that one loss, and that was a kind of just a tough 4th quarter in Peabody. Other than that, they played Peabody very tough. They led at the half. And, this Lynn Classical team has Revere and Everett left on their schedule before the playoffs and before, of course, English on Thanksgiving. So, this classical team's been doing it with Brian Vaughn at quarterback. John Naskey's been picking up some yards as a receiver. And as running back, Javon Claiborne also had a big game. Both of those guys, Naskey and Claiborne, with about 100 yards last week of offense for them receiving and running.
Yeah, definitely. And Naskey, I probably would say he'd probably be, if there was an MVP, it'd probably be him, just because his run after catch, how he turns short passes into a bit long touchdown runs, and his open field elusiveness. So he's been on a tear. Classical, they've scored over 30 points their last 3 games. And defense, not only that, their defense hasn't given up that many points either. I think they've got 2 shutouts, and then they gave up 14 against Medford in the second, and that was all in just the second half. But offensively and defensively, these past 3 games, they've really been playing well.
Yeah, this is a good classical team. Make no mistake about it. And so Salem, will have to prove that they can stay with a team like this, because this is a team like. I only saw the second half of the Peabody Classical game, but I could see that Classical defense flying to the football. They're a solid defensive team, and the other thing that Coach Bouchard's very aware of is how Classical uses their speed on both sides of the football. They're very well coached team, Classical, and so this is a big test for Salem for sure on their 2023 schedule Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. Both of these teams are coming in with scoring a lot of points, but I think it's more important for Classical to get this win, because I'm looking at these MIA rankings right now, and they have Classical right now at 23. So Classical, they need this win to boost their rankings, because at 23 you're not getting into the playoffs. So
yeah.
And you said it, they have Revere and then Everett. That Everett game, that's probably going to be for the GBL regular season title. So the Classical cannot afford a slip up. They need quality wins. This will be one of them, and if they beat Everett as well at the end of the season, that would help their case.
Yeah, and Classical is poised. They took care of Malden last week, right? And so now they got Salem this week, and then Revere, and then, as you mentioned, the Everett game. Yeah, you're right. GBL title, I suppose, right? That would be something to consider for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Moving forward, yeah.
And then there's one more game that's on the slate for this week, and this is Friday in Swampscott, between Swampscott and Danvers. Talked to one of the coaches earlier today, and I'm not too familiar with Danvers, but I'm a little familiar with Swampscott, and from what the coach tells me, this is definitely a big one for them, and it's a big game for them to boost their postseason resume.
Yeah, no, I would say there are toss-up games there, and this could be one of those, really. I think Danvers has Owen Gazanowski as their feature running back, and they run the football, and he's picked up some big yardage in games this year. I think both of these teams, Swampscott's coming off. Let's see, was it just last week, the Saugus game, or no? That was 2 weeks ago.
I think.
No, they played Northeast last week. My mistake. Yeah, they beat Northeast on Saturday afternoon. The Saugus game was 2 weeks ago. But in other words, this I think it'll be a tough test for Swampscott, albeit they, as you said, they are at home. But this looks like a great matchup. You're right.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking at right now, Swampscott is ranked number 9 in Division 6. And so definitely quality wins. This is a point of the season when you need the quality wins. You can't, especially when you're at home, you can't have no slip ups, because you never know, when you get to the end of the season, you might think you have a chance, and then next thing you know, you're not playing in the postseason.
Yeah, you're chipping away, and it really comes down to these games. Obviously, that Danvers Swampscott, this can make or break a season in certain ways, because it tilts you, into the win column, more of a winning team, or more of a 500 or team or something like that. So yeah, important games for both of those two schools on Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. Well, which ones will you be at this week?
All right, I'm definitely going to the Salem Classical game, and I may go to a Thursday night game as well. That's there's a couple of Thursday night games, so I'll probably I think I'm going to go to one of those.
Yeah, I'll be at English Malden on Thursday, and I think I'll be double duty Friday. I think I'm gonna try to make the Swampscott game after the Classical game.
Oh, there you go. I did that earlier this year when I went up to Peabody after the whatever the game was I saw earlier at Manning Field. I'll probably go to that. I'm looking at that Peabody Winthrop game. I've seen Winthrop a few times this year, and this is a solid football team. I mean, but they're gonna really be facing it this week with Peabody because Peabody has shown that they've got. I would still like to see Peabody again, but they've got size and they've got numbers and they've got speed and skill and so on. So a real tough matchup for Winthrop Friday.
Definitely.
Thursday rather. Yeah.
Definitely. All righty. Make sure you plug in your website and where they can find your work.
All right, I appreciate that. It's msonewsports.com, msonewsports.com. I know you do a lot of the video highlights. We talk with a lot of the coaches and podcasts and so on, reviews and previews. Rick Moore is with me as well on the website. So we're both, we split up the football. And so there's a lot happening in the next few weeks before the playoffs.
Definitely. Who do you have on the podcast this week?
Oh, we've got Matt Bouchard from Salem. We also Mark Betancourt from Peabody, Jonathan Cadigan, Winthrop coach. We got both another game, by the way, Linfield at Amesbury Friday night. Both teams undefeated. We have both of those coaches with interviews on our website. So those are some of the ones that we have. Hoping to get Jim Rudloff too from Marblehead. They won their first game of the year last week at Masconomet. Yeah.
All righty. Always a pleasure. Thank you again. I think next week you might the game of the week. I think you might know what that game is next week.
No, I don't.
Oh man, just look at your calendar. You'll see it. Everybody's gonna be there. It's a Saturday one too.
All right, I got it. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do now. All right, we got it. Okay, good seeing you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And we are back. Pedro, what is going on in the boxing world? I've seen some news about certain fights being made. Let us know what's going on in the boxing world.
Well, at least for this Saturday, we have Tim Zhu versus Brian Mendoza. Zhu was supposed to fight one of the Charlos. I believe it's Jermel.
And he broke his hand?
Yep. Well, the one that fought Canelo.
Okay.
And so he'll be fighting this weekend for, I believe, his WBO title. There it is.
Okay.
Zoo. I'm actually rooting for him, so.
All right. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
He has a lot of power. Brian Mendoza actually won by KO, I believe, a few months ago. But he's from Cuba, resides in Las Vegas. So it should be very explosive.
Okay.
Any updates with Shakur? Is people still ducking him?
Well, he's fighting sometime in November. I believe is on the 16th.
Okay.
Against the Dominican guy, De Los Santos. He's really good too.
All right. Yeah, I need to stop ducking that guy. Before I go, did you know, I think a couple of days ago, it was the 30-year anniversary of the Green Ranger giving the Power Rangers a headache for 5 straight episodes.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah. I randomly saw it on Twitter. It was like on this day 30 years ago, the Green Ranger was terrorizing the Power Rangers for like 5 episodes.
I think about it. Yeah, I think Power Rangers came out. I was like 7. Yeah, around 7.
Yeah, man. That whole Green Ranger episode had people stressed. That man was on a warpath, him and his flute and his dinosaur.
Yeah, man. That's my Then, the only other series they had with the White Ranger, when they had to change him and all that, that's when I stopped watching. Once the dude started talking to him, I was like, yeah, I'm a little too old for this.
Facts.
No, it wasn't even a sword, it was a dagger. My bad, a little dagger started talking to him, you know what I mean? But now that Green Ranger, that's iconic right there.
Definitely, man. Everybody's waking up Saturday morning to see what's going to happen next.
What? You can't tell me that green goblin thing come out the water and stuff, the dragon Zord. What?
Someone said, and my man didn't kill. He went up to the Zord. tossed them all out of their zones, then beat their behinds on land too.
He did.
Oh my God! And then they said he did Tommy dirty. Was Tommy said, "You want a piece of me?" And he just tossed it down.
Only thing I ain't like about Power Rangers, every time they fought, it was in the same
scene, right?
little domestic woods area. Like, bro, where all these woods come from? Oh, it's in like an industrial park somewhere.
Yeah,
like, bro, where all these buildings?
Desert.
Like, what is this?
Right?
They could have made it more believable than that.
I know, right? Fight where all the civilians are or something. Fight at the mall.
It was like one of them little, table, table exhibits, and they, zoomed in.
Especially when they fought the putties. Every time they fought the putties was the same area they fought the putties. Like the putties was probably the most useless army ever, the most useless group.
And there's none but a kid version of Foot Clan. Because Pop One, that Foot Clan was serious.
Yeah. They were actually a real clan.
I think about it. Turtles 1 and Turtles 2 were the two different groups of people.
I might go watch Turtles one time.
But you know, think about it. Every sequel is always softened up for the kids. You know what I mean? The original was always kind of rough, and the sequel was
yeah. But the Ooze one had got the best cameo ever with that Vanilla Ice cameo. One of the greatest cameo in a movie.
Yeah. Can't get mad at that. That song's better than his actual song. Go ninja, go. What? I'm doing a dance ahead of second.
Let's give y'all around the world sports update. Did you see this Miami Georgia Tech game?
Of course I saw it.
Yo, everybody got to be fired for Miami. Team got no timeouts. Y'all have the ball. All y'all got to do is take the knee. And then you know what the coach said at the press conference? You gotta have both hands on the football.
Statements like that, I get it, dude, but shut up. You're just trying to give yourself an excuse, bro. You should have dealt the damn ball. I get it. Yeah, right? 2 hands on the football. Yeah, everybody knows that.
Yeah, but you don't put your player in a position like that. Anyways, you're not supposed to put your
once
player
again,
in that type of position.
Once again, we live in a world where these people, their feelings, they got too many of them. That's why he couldn't just take that as a coach. Bill, that's my fault. I shouldn't have called that. Should have just nailed it. As a coach, I have to make better decisions for our team because these are young men that are following my lead.
Right.
I'm just saying,
They went from number 17 to 25 in the poll because of that.
No, they should be out the ranking just like Colorado was for doing something bozo-ish like that. I'm sorry,
legit. It might mess up their chances of actually winning the conference, the ACC conference.
They ain't winning no ACC now. I'm always rooting for the U, but not you. Stupid ass.
And apparently he's a frequent offender. Apparently he's done this before at another stop.
Why would you even hire that guy if you know he has a possibility of being that dumb?
Hey man, the U, I don't know. When I heard the U's not allowing Michael Irvin and Warren Sapp to be on the sidelines no more.
We ain't gonna talk about the U no more.
That's when I'm just like,
I'm good. We ain't gonna talk about the U no more. Rest of the season, we can just scrap that. You told me they're greatest players ever. You don't let them on the sidelines. Why?
Makes no sense.
Don't be surprised they got some new presidents and stuff that weren't there when those guys were there. That's why I feel weird going to IndyCar just because the president Doc Wiley, he died a couple 3-4 years ago. So the new president, she don't know me like that. So it's just weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that's we good though.
And that's how you lose recruits.
And my thing is, that's the whole point of having alumni. Goofies. Regardless of how you feel about Michael Irvin and Sapp and they took your girl something back in the day, whatever, you got to eat that. But to not have Hall of Fame guys on your, that's just part. A lot of guys go to college to play football and go play in the league so they can go back and support their school. They like being there. They like being on the sideline. They like being in, they love that feel still.
Yeah.
And you just take it away from guys just because you think that it's about you?
And I feel like on all levels right now, schools are just trying to alienate alumni.
Of course.
They're trying, for whatever reason, they're just trying to alienate alumni that actually want to help the program, want to help the kids at that school, because it's kind of like some folks still have certain pride in the schools they went to, and they just want to see the next folks be great and do great things, and they want to see their teams win. Tired of seeing them lose all the time.
I mean, I'll be real. You know, we got the group chat with our IndyCar. We included some people who didn't graduate with me at IndyCar, didn't go to us, didn't coach with us. And they're now coaching at IndyCar. They can't win the conference championship. We crack jokes in the chat, you know what I mean? Just because that's what you do as alumni. You crack jokes, you got all these 1,000-point scorers, you got the all-time leading scorer in IndyCar history. But we don't, like, you can't get to no conference championships. Unfortunately, at IndyCar, like, we only worry about winning and going to the NCAA championship. And what happened? He left the chat. And I was like, damn, for real?
Y'all hit a nerve.
I mean, I'm from Lynn, though.
But I say that to say, y'all need to.
You know why I said that, though, right?
I know. I say that to say, stop alienating alumni. Everybody.
All we want to do is help continue the tradition that we either left there or started there or happened after we left. Or, you know, we just want to continue the tradition of being great, no matter what school you go to.
Definitely.
Like, serious?
Y'all need to get it together. All right, WNBA, the Aces took game one handedly. All right, so it was, I think it was like a tale of two halves. First half, back and forth, and then the second half, it seemed like the Aces just took over in that second half, because they was just doing anything and everything, and that basket, I swear, was getting wider and wider and wider for them. And you got three ladies scoring 20 points.
I'll be honest. I made a point. I don't know why they got the Avengers thing like this. Only one side got superpowers, and that's Vegas. Like, your third best player is one of the best guys in the whole league. You got Plum. I didn't watch this game on purpose because I knew it wasn't going to be worth me watching. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. You want to lean to Breanna Stewart, and you want to, you know, give fair-skinned people that can hoop a chance, because she is good enough to be MVP, but she wasn't MVP this year. When you got a two-time MVP that's in the finals right now, like, come on. So, like, granted, we know what they're doing. We know what they'll do. I mean, Becky said it best. She needs her own sneaker. Why Sabrina got a sneaker before her? I get it. You got relationships with people at Nike and Oregon, but regardless, skill speaks for itself. And if you were two-time MVP, you should have had your shoe.
And a champion.
Skill speaks for itself. Not saying Sabrina ain't nice, because she's nice, but this girl's a two-time MVP and a champion and an NCAA champion.
I was about to say that.
And played National Player of the Year. Like, can we stop playing? Can we stop playing with our black women like this, please?
Playing.
Can we stop playing?
It's like they trying everything to just try to disrespect her.
Now it's an open insult.
Yeah.
Now everybody's seeing how like they insult the coaches sometimes. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. I like how they call it WNBA the W, because I don't like the WNBA. It's too many letters. So I don't mind the W. But how you gonna say they got a dub in the dub? So now we got to go back to saying we got to win in the dub?
I'll do that double entendre.
You know what I'm saying?
We got a dub in the dub.
Dub in the dub.
Dub in the dub. Game 2 is tonight in Las Vegas. Oh, and Matt, a lot of people pulled up to that game 1 too.
They should.
A lot of people pulled up.
Kill two birds with one stone. Yeah. Well, actually 3. Gamble, need some goodies.
And you can go see Usher too.
That ain't on my list, bro. I just said,
hey, man.
Gamble's a goodies. That's 3 G's, brother.
Hey. And I'll go see Usher too. I'll go see Usher.
You getting Miss Palmer? What I look like?
I'll go see Usher. Because I know there's a lot of women at the Usher show.
I like out of all R&B guys, I respect Usher, but I'm just saying it ain't on my priority list. I got to get the goodies.
It is for me, because all the women will go to the show.
Bro, you in Vegas, bro. They everywhere.
The Bruins open up their season tonight against the Blackhawks. I'm just not gonna remind everybody about the historical season they had last year, and then it was all for nothing. But NHL season starts for the Bruins tonight. I believe they're at home on TNT, 7:30 p.m. So
I got a question. I've been looking at this graphic behind us, which is dope because it's in front of me. But they had issue with the Redskins. Ain't nobody ever said nothing about the Blackhawks?
Nah.
Or is it because it's hockey and black folks really don't care that much to even talk about that?
Because I don't think it was the Blackhawks is actually.
Is it actual tribe?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I respect that.
Yeah. I believe so. I'll double check, but I believe so.
I know Blackfoot's actual tribe. I don't know about no Blackhawks, but I respect that.
Yeah.
That's the case.
Bruins, get it together. We'll do our research. We'll double check on that. We might get back to you all about that next week.
I just don't want to see no indigenous people on any logos anymore.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I don't want to see a team break records and blow a 3-1 lead again.
So we just wish they don't break no records. They're at the best, we don't break no records, so we good. Just have a regular season and then meet us in the Stanley Cup Finals.
The Brewers have had a lot of disappointments towards us, for us. All right, that's it. Let's go to our interviews and highlights segment. We got Coach Ryan out of Methuen, Coach Dibbs out of Catholic Memorial, Coach Sigsbury out of Bill Ricker. We got Shane Eason, Caleb Garritti, Isaiah Faublas, Peter Bork. Who else we got? LaShawn Sharp. Our player interviews. So check these out, and then we are going to come back with the highlights. Okay, Coach, your team came out here really focused. It seemed like from opening kickoff, they set the tone. It's a shame with that opening kickoff. You guys in a real good position. Was that just them really just locking in this week of practice coming into this game?
Yeah, we actually had a great week of practice, even though it was a short week. It was helpful that we had our JV game last Saturday, so we were able to kind of have a full practice on Monday, and that helped us with preparation. We felt good coming into this game. Our offense was really good. Our defense was iffy in the first quarter. We had some really good plays and then some so-so not plays, but we recovered and we played good in the end, and we got the win by more than 14 points, and that's really all that matters.
Yeah, your offense put up 38 points. It was a point where you guys just kept going up and down the field, and I feel like after that interception by Adrian, your defense kind of settled down throughout the second half. Did that interception kind of give them a little spark?
Yeah, absolutely. And we knew that once we got up by like 2 scores, they were going to have to change their plan to something that's a little bit better for us to defend because of time. It's just simple as that, and that's what they did. So we play a little bit better defense sometimes when that happens, but we got to tighten some things up for sure. We will. We're working hard. We're getting a lot of answers. The line of scrimmage has been tightened up. Our offensive line, meaning the offensive line, they have a pretty good day. So I'm pretty proud of that group for kind of putting it together, and we were clicking on all cylinders on offense tonight for sure.
Shane, what can you say about him? It seems like every game he does something spectacular, especially with that touchdown run.
Yeah, I mean, it's commonplace for us in Methuen. I've been watching it for 3 years now, and even when he was in Pop Warner, so I don't know how many people I can tell, but he's something special. He's up there. I don't know. I met a running back in the state, but I don't see all the games that you guys do, but he's exceptional.
We're on October. You guys are definitely trying to position yourself for a good spot in the postseason. What do you think? How you feel like the trajectory of this team has been from week 1 until now to this point of the season?
Yeah, we're back. We struggled. We had a tough preseason with a lot of different sicknesses and injuries and things, and we had a tough first game. And a lot of that, I'll take the heat for that. But we've recovered, and we're where we want to be at this time of year. We have Barica this week, who is an exceptional team, and they're going to be what a challenge it is going to be prepared for them. But I'll enjoy this one tonight, wake up tomorrow, and start on Barica.
Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
Coach, you've been a part of a lot of wild games in your career. I mean, this one, as far as the top of your head, what do you think it ranks in? Like,
it's up there. It's up there. I rate games like this like my children. Neither one's my favorite. They're all great.
So yeah, definitely. You guys are down 3, 57 seconds left. What did you tell your quarterback before you guys got on the field for that?
Just keep your composure. We're going to go down and we're going to score.
Definitely. And you guys fell down early, got down early, but the guys seemed like to step up.
They did.
Plays. Was that just them settling into the game and just?
Yeah, you know, they're a very good team, and we're banged up. We got a lot of guys hurt. We had other guys that got hurt tonight. We got 2 guys with dislocated shoulders. I mean, it was a war.
What does it say about this team, just how deep this team is with a lot of your players, young players stepping in and just helping you guys continuing to winning?
I'm just very proud of everybody involved.
All right, Coach, two unbeaten teams. You guys came in here. It was a little slow start, but what did you guys pick up on the offense? You guys found a little rhythm.
Yeah, Tewksbury's an unbelievable program. Coach Elwood does an unbelievable job. We knew it was going to be a great battle, and we saw some things that we could move the ball, passing the ball against them, and we hit some big plays. And once we, made the decision, all the kids made the decision we were going to tackle. We were a much different team in the second half, and defensively we were lights out.
And there was some points you guys were trying those deep balls on the play action.
Yes.
You had it a few times, but it was a little bit overthrown.
Yep.
And then once you guys got that, it seemed like that's when things really picked up.
Once we hit one, we seemed to pick it up a lot. Tewksbury, they did a great job. Their kids play hard. They get strong, big physical kids, and we do too. And that we knew it was going to be a battle.
Yeah. What can you say about your defense?
Defense was lights out today. We always talk about, this season that we haven't played great defensively, but today we played great defensively. Offense wins games, defense wins championships.
Definitely, and the road doesn't get any easier. I believe you guys got Methuen coming up.
Yes, we got Methuen coming up. We'll be watching film in about 45 minutes when we get back, so we'll be getting ready.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Shane, you guys came in here, handled business. You got things going with the opening kickoff, and then a couple plays after with the touchdown. Was that just you being ready to play on a Thursday night?
Yes, sir. I had to come in here ready to play, coming and firing from the start. I had to bring the energy for my team. We had a really tough opponent tonight, North Andover. Shout out to them. They had a great game. Kept fighting all 4 quarters. I had to come out, put on a little show, try my hardest, do my thing for the city.
Yeah, definitely. It was like back and forth in that first half, and then you guys got that interception, and I feel like after that interception, defense settled down, and then the offense just kept going beyond that. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, definitely. Adrian Blake, the one who got the interception, he's having a humongous season. A great kid, great athlete, he's stepping up, having a huge role on this team for us. And then, the rest of the defense, they picked things up, they got it together. I believe North Andover might not have scored the rest of the game, maybe one more touchdown, but the defense just overall stepped up and started doing their thing and showed how good they can actually be.
Offensively, do you feel like you guys are really starting to hit your stride now because we are in October and you guys want to position yourself for a good ranking for the postseason? You feel like you guys are hitting your stride?
Yeah, definitely. The offense, it's coming together. We knew what we had from the preseason. Obviously, we win the 77 New England Championship. We knew what the skills we had. We knew what we could do on offense. And I think it's all starting to come together. Starting to put up a lot of points on a lot of good teams.
Lastly, can you just tell me about that run, that beast mode run you had over there? It seemed like you was going to get down, but I don't know.
I had to keep them feet moving. I never give up. All my runs, I take pride in them. Always keep my feet moving. My line, they do a great job for me blocking. My receivers, them downfield blocks, it means a lot. And then I just keep fighting. Never give up.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Just walk me through that last possession, that final possession.
Last possession, hey, it's on repetition every day at the end of. Straight work. In practice, we do 2-minute drills. Every walkthrough, it's just repetition. It's just we built for these moments. We don't fall under pressure. We don't get nervous. We just play football and have fun, baby. Straight up.
That catch you had, I think it was a 4th down or something, a big catch on the sideline. Was that just you trying to make a play for the team, keep the
that just shows how much what dogs we got on the team. That whole last drive, all of us is just thugging it out. We're all dogs. We all, just made it through the end and we got that dub. That's what it's all about.
You guys been seeing some crazy stuff, been part of some crazy things that happen, but just where does this rank for you guys at your time here so far, just this game in general?
This game in general. Can you repeat that question?
Where does this game rank in general for the time that you guys have been part of this program? You played in state championship games, but where does this game rank?
This rank, mental, all mental, not giving up. We was down damn near the whole game, and at the fourth quarter, actually the third quarter we started smacking, we started hurt. We started working hard. Then the fourth quarter, it came down to the last scenes. It came down to the last chains, who can really make that last play. We seen that our defense couldn't hold them up, and it was only 50 seconds left on the clock, and we just like, okay, it's just like practice. Them 2-minute drills, we just locked in, got in that mode, and we just played football, baby.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. Definitely up there. It's got to be one of the best dubs.
Definitely. What does this one say about you guys? Because you guys have got a lot of injuries happening on your team, but what does it say about this, how deep this team is?
How deep this team is? All I got to say is we have a lot of injuries, and we also got a lot of young players. Starting quarterback, me and Caleb, we all sophomores class of 2026. We're just getting our chemistry up. This is actually our first year playing together. Well, we're just going to keep on getting the bond up and just keep on progressing.
Hell yeah.
All right, fellas, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, Peter, man, there's like 56 seconds left or so like that. You guys need a field goal to tie it before you get on the field for that final drive. What were you thinking and what did the coaches tell you?
I mean, I was in shock that they scored. And then I just had to trust my guys. I knew my guys could make the play. I just got to give them the ball. They had the middle of the field wide open. I knew I just get my guys the ball. Only rushing 3, so much time.
Yeah, and there was some third down conversions, fourth down conversions.
Yep.
Especially the fourth down conversion. What did you see on that one? Because that one just kept the game alive.
Yeah, the fourth down. Are you talking about the one on the goal line? On the one on the goal line, I mean, we've been smashing it down their throat all game. They're expecting a run out of that heavy formation. So we pitch him the ball. Everyone comes crashing down. He throws the ball. We've been practicing that play like once a week throughout the year.
What does this one say about this program? What does this say about this team right now? Because you guys are dealing with a lot of injuries, but a lot of people stepped up in this win. But what does that say about this team?
I mean, this team's going nowhere. Going nowhere. And we're going to, I mean, like I said, I still believe we're the best team in the state, and I think we proved that today against a great Xaverian team.
And it seems like you guys they always play you guys tough. I mean, last year was a back and forth, another back and forth. Just like, what was it like playing against those guys?
I mean, it's a very difficult playing against them because they know like what we're doing. Like if we call the plays out loud, they know what's coming because they're so used to it. So like we had to like huddle up, call the plays in secret, so they didn't know what we were doing. And then they're tough.
Congratulations on the win, man.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Walk me through that last one. Walk me through it.
We worked on that play all practice, and coach called it at the right time. 2 seconds left. They wasn't ready for it, and I executed it right.
Just tell me that last drive. You guys, they come down, they score, they take the lead. What's going through you guys' mind as you guys try to get this last drive?
My team, we all got hard. That's one thing. We all got hard. We all picked each other up, heads high. We never quit. That's CM football right there. Shout out everyone on my team. I love y'all. I love y'all.
LaShawn, it seemed like in the fourth quarter they were feeding you the ball. Talk about that fourth quarter for you.
I had we was down the whole game. Had to come. My line did I love my line. They did their best. Yo, I can't even talk right now. Shout out my old line. If it wasn't for y'all, I wasn't going nowhere. Just know that.
How much faith do you have in these coaches to be able to call something like that with 2 seconds left? If it doesn't go, it doesn't go.
I knew it was gonna work. We literally practiced that, and we just completed it out here, and we got the win.
What does this one say about this program? And just how big is this win for you guys? You guys got a lot of injuries, but just how big is this for you guys to win in this fashion?
This is a big win. What this says about the program. CM football will never quit. Straight dogs. Just know that.
And Sean, talk about Xaverian as an opponent. Obviously this is a big rivalry for both teams.
I know a few people from Xaverian. Shout out to Xaverian. They played their best. They gave us a dog fight. Like we already expected a dog fight. It was a great game. Respect to them.
And we are back. High school updates, high school scores from last week. Classical defeated Malden 34-0. St. Mary's defeated Bishop Stang 16-14. Kip Academy defeated Lowell Catholic. I believe it was 28-22. Lynn Tech lost to Manchester Essex 63-22. And then Lynn English lost to Greater Lawrence 28-18. So we are 0-2 against Lawrence teams this season. All right, highlights. We got Methuen versus North Andover. Catholic Memorial Zavarian was probably the best game of this football season so far. And then we got Bill Ricker, Tewksbury. And then we got top 10 plays. And then we're going to make our game picks and get up out of here.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't gotta say too much. We just work.
I tell you are my warrior. Woo!
It is time for Week 6 high school football top 10 plays of the week. At number 10, we go to North Andover, where quarterback Drew Fitzgerald finds Jake Salfrank in the back of the end zone, and he taps his toes for a night's touchdown. At number 9, it is Zavarian quarterback Henry Hasselback, who drops it in the basket for receiver Caleb Brown for a Hawks touchdown. At number 8, we go back to Zavarian, where running back Denzel Pierre had 3 touchdowns on the evening. Here's one of them on a 30-yard scamper to the end zone. At number 7, it's a familiar name to the top 10. Kip Academy's Mornell Castro. He takes the short pitch. He makes a few guys miss. He hits the corner and speed kills, and he's off to the races for a Panthers touchdown. At number 6, it's back to North Andover, where Methuen quarterback Drew Eason throws a complete dime to Adrian Blake for a Rangers touchdown. At number 5, it's at Manning Field. It's St. Mary's running back Janelle Belliard, who takes the carry, breaks a tackle, gets some blocks from his teammates, and he is off to the races. Touchdown, St. Mary's. At number 4, we go to Tewksbury, where defensive back Cam Kearney had his eyes on the prize on this tip drill right here. Gets the pick for the Redmen, but Bill Ricker would come out with the win. At number 3, we're back at Manning Field, where St. Mary's defense forces the fumble. Defensive back Tyler Guy picks it up, and he is going to go 80 yards to the house for a Spartans touchdown during their 14-16 win over Bishop Stang. At number 2, it is Methuen running back Shane Eason, who channeled his inner beast mode as he breaks away from 5 to 6 would-be tacklers, kept the legs moving. Now he's just off to the races, him and one defender, big boys him with the stiff arm, jumps into the end zone, touchdown Rangers. At number 1, it is Catholic Memorial running back LaShawn Sharp with the halfback option to Michael Haggerty for the game-winning touchdown during their 41-38 victory over Zavarian this past Friday. And we are back. Okay, week number 6 game picks. We are starting off Thursday night football. Broncos Chief in Kansas City. Oh, yeah, y'all both know who we're picking. Yeah, we both going with the Chiefs. Patriots Raiders. We going with the Pats with that one.
Unfortunately, we have to.
So they sent the Ravens and Titans to Europe. They'll be playing in London. I just don't know how good the Titans are. I'm just going to go with the Ravens.
I'm going to go with the Titans. I think they're going to just run all over them.
Commanders and Falcons in Atlanta.
Oh, no. I'm sick of Raiders like everybody else is. Who was it you said?
Falcons, Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Commanders, man.
I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. Vikings, Bears, Justin Jefferson is on IR. And this is in Chicago.
I'm going to go with the Bears, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go with the Bears as well. Seahawks, Bengals in Cincinnati.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Yeah, I think I think Burrow looked a lot more healthier.
Mm-hmm.
He was moving, so I'll go with the Bengals as well. 49ers and Browns in Cleveland.
49ers, man.
Niners. Panthers, Dolphins. This is in Miami.
I'm going with the Dolphins anyways.
Yeah, Panthers are 0-5, so until they win a game, I ain't picking them. Colts, Jaguars in Jacksonville.
I got the Jags.
I got the Colts. Saints, Texans in Houston.
I'm going to go with the Saints, man. I don't really know who to pick for them.
I got Texans. They play well at home. Cardinals, Rams.
Cardinals.
You got the Cardinals?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with the Rams. I'll go with the home team for this one. Eagles at Jets.
Eagles.
Eagles.
I want to pick the upset. Yes, dude, I'm going to pick the upset. Jets, Lions, Bucks.
Lions.
Yeah, we're going with the Lions. The coach said y'all ain't got to find them. They're going to come to your door.
You said that?
Yeah.
I respect that.
Giants, Bills.
Huh?
Yeah, there you go. We'll go with the Bills.
Like, come on, man.
And then Monday Night Football, we got Cowboys, Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert might be tossing the ball around and have a big game. All right? That's it. Oh, NBA season starts next week, so you might see Stevie here again. We might preview the NBA. A lot of intriguing storylines going to the NBA. Did you see Chet and Wemby go at it? That was two tall, skinny dudes going at it. That's like a comedy show right there.
Yeah, but I don't think that he should be in the MVP in the Rookie of the Year race though.
Who?
Chet.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Y'all know where to find us. Y'all know where to find us on all whatever. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good one.